The movie Hustle. I've been asked about this movie more times than I can count. Is that what being an NBA scout is really like? Did you discover players like that? And every time I have to explain, no, that's not how this works. Look, I get it. Hustle is inspiring. It's emotional. People love the idea of one guy betting everything on an unknown talent and changing both their lives forever. But here's the problem. When Hollywood makes scouting look like this, it creates a completely false perception of what the job really is. I was an NBA scout. I lived this life, and I'm making this video because I think the real story of how scouting works is more interesting than the fantasy. So today I'm gonna walk you through this movie scene by scene. What's accurate, what's exaggerated, and what's completely made up. Because if you're interested in this profession or you're just interested in how NBA teams actually find talent, you deserve to know the truth. Not the Hollywood version, the real version. So let's get into it. In Hustle, Adam Sandler plays Stanley, an NBA scout who's been doing this for 30 years. He's burned out, traveling constantly, missing family moments, living out of a suitcase, and trying to find players that actually move the needle for a franchise. This is accurate. Scouting is not glamorous, it's a grind. It's airports, hotels, rental cars, empty gyms, and thousands of hours of film. You miss some birthdays, you miss some holidays, and you miss normal life in general. Now, when Stanley starts to complain about missing 9 of his daughter's birthdays, that's where the movie starts to exaggerate. One of the actual benefits of scouting is you get to make your own schedule. You have autonomy. Maybe you'll miss a few important moments, but most front offices I know are really flexible with family time. If you miss 9 birthdays, that's on you. That's poor planning. Early in the movie, Stanley keeps running into talented players who all have something wrong. One is a weed head, another is lying about his age, one gets injured. First off, Stanley should have found out about these things before flying all over the place. The front office has a budget, and it's our job not to waste money whenever possible. You're supposed to uncover red flags ahead of time. We wouldn't be in this type of setting legally. When dealing with international players, some countries are known to produce fake birth certificates, so you really have to do some digging. It matters because projecting a player's physical and skill development from age 19 or age 22 is different. It can also change a lot in the analytic models in regards to how they project the player as well. Here's what the movie gets right. Every scout has seen a player that has been insanely talented but never made it because of off-court issues, poor decisions, or just bad habits. Scouting isn't just about finding out who can play, but about finding out who will survive. It's not just about upside, it's about risk management. And the movie seems to get that pretty well. The scene where Stanley disagrees with Vince is a common scenario. There's a hierarchy in every office. We are paid to have an opinion and stand on it. Sometimes arguments get heated and you have to just agree to disagree. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing with anybody in the office, but you always have to keep things respectful. I've seen scouts get fired for being too confrontational, and it's just not worth it. Say your piece, stand on it, and move on. Now here's where the fantasy begins. Stanley goes to Spain to find a prospect. He misses his original target because he found out the kid was hurt on game day. This actually happens, and I hate it when this happens. You fly all the way to another country or another city just to find out the player is hurt right before tip-off. But if you're in Europe, you're typically watching a pro game, which means that there's other players to scout. You don't have to just scout draft-eligible players. A good scout wouldn't just leave and go shoot hoops. It's not an off day. You're there to do a job, and there's always somebody to write up. And the same goes for college. Even if there's one player that you came to see and he's hurt, it doesn't mean you abandon the job. Anyway, he then randomly walks past a street run, and boom, there's a future NBA player playing pickup in the park. That doesn't happen. I want to be very clear. NBA prospects are not hiding at a random street court. I've been to random street courts in Europe, and number one, they're normally playing soccer on basketball courts. And number two, if they are hooping, they damn sure aren't good enough to play on a pro team. A Assuming this movie took place in the 2020s, everybody has a camera and it's almost impossible that an NBA talent is destroying everybody and it remains a secret. You don't just stumble on NBA talent, you track it. We have databases and lists, and many times we've been scouting these players for years by the time they're 22 years old. Scouting isn't treasure hunting, it's information management. Next, he flies a player to the States, which is probably the most illegal thing he does in the movie. That would fall under tampering and impermissible benefits. He would have gotten fired when he landed. Stanley then finds out Bo has a criminal record, another red flag. This is now the third or fourth player that Stanley's getting late intel on. Intel is the most important part of the job. Once, one of my GMs told me, I don't care if the kid is a bank robber, but don't let me draft the kid and find out he's a bank robber. Give me the info and I'll make the decision. Stanley's got to do better at this point. Fast forward, they get him in an open gym with Kermit Anthony Edwards. Doesn't go well for him, and not sure if NBA personnel will be allowed to be in there either, but let's pretend. I'm also not sure a number 2 pick will be playing in the open gym and risking injury at this point either. Another thing Hustle gets wrong, it makes it look like one scout can completely change a franchise. That's not real. No scout makes decisions alone. There are college scouts, pro scouts, international scouts, analytics departments, GMs, assistant GMs, owners, cap specialists. Scouting is collaborative, it's layered, it's political. A scout doesn't sign players, they recommend players. Also, those recommendations go through filters. The movie turns scouting into a hero's journey. Real scouting is a group process. And this whole training montage, this is pure fantasy. In real life, scouts don't personally train players. That's not our job. We evaluate, we don't develop, and we definitely don't fund a player's entire life out of pocket like Stanley does here. So after the open gym disaster, Stanley's daughter has an idea. Make Bo go viral on social media. They set up street challenges and it works, and Bo gets invited to the NBA Combine. Social media viral moment, this is actually semi-accurate for today's NBA. Social media can create buzz, but it doesn't override background checks or team concerns about character or what you've done in games in general. What I will say is I've personally seen how social media can create buzz and get guys opportunities. Years ago when I was doing the social media thing, I posted a video about a player named Kenny Wooten. He was doing incredible things in the G League and the video went viral. 6 days later, the Knicks end up signing him to a 2-way. I'll never take credit for a player's success or their opportunities, but I do believe, and I have heard personally, that our video created some buzz and people within the Knicks organization were talking about the video, and so be it. 6 days later, he signed with the team. This also happened a couple other times with videos of other players, so I think there's some truth to this. Okay, so they finally get Bo to the Combine, and this part, the Combine itself, is somewhat accurate. The physical assessments are real. The measurements, the vertical jump tests, the shooting drills with scouts and GMs watching, that's exactly how it looks. The pressure is intense, everything you do is measured, timed, and compared. Your wingspan, your standing reach, your body fat percentage, your shuttle run time, everything is documented and analyzed. What's not real is people clapping in the stands like this is the Olympics. Bo plays well at first, he's focused, he's showing what he can do, teams are taking notice, and then he ends up losing his cool. And just like that, it's over. His stock tanks, every team sees the headline, prospect attacks player at Combine. In the Combine flash out like this, but I imagine if it did happen, this is kind of the result that would occur. If you were a scout and this happened and you stood on your opinion about this kid's character, this would be a nightmare. And the kid's opportunity would likely be over. But this is Hollywood, where magic happens. Stanley later gets a call about a closed-door workout, and he rushes to stop Bo from getting on the plane. These closed-door workouts, they do happen. Teams want to see guys in controlled settings away from the circus. And performing well in these settings, it can change things. You can't shoot your way out of being a hothead, but it can change their evaluation on you. 5 months later, Bo's in the NBA and we get a happy ending. Look, I like the movie. It's entertaining. Adam Sandler is great. The story is inspiring, but it's a fantasy. Real scouting is more systematic. It's spreadsheets and film sessions and cross-referencing reports. It's political, it's collaborative, and you'll probably never change a franchise by yourself. Obviously, there were aspects of it that were real and there were aspects of it that were fantasized, but overall, I think if you knew nothing about NBA scouting, this isn't a bad place to start. But I hope you all enjoyed this breakdown. We did something a little different this time. Let me know in the comments if there's another movie or just any other topics you think I should cover. I actually got this idea from one of you guys, so please keep the topics coming and I'll try to push these videos out as time permits. I appreciate y'all's support and I'll catch y'all in the next video. I'm out.